That was just about as perfect timing as it could possibly be signing on there. What up, everyone?
What's up, y'all? Happy Monday, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys. How's everything going in your world, Chris?
Can't complain, man. Starting to warm up, so it's feeling good down here.
Yeah, feeling good, man. Yeah, seriously.
It's good up here. I'm about to hit the old golf, pop the garage open, hit the golf sim after stream. Get a little
cool. Yeah, my high school's on a 3-game win streak going into the playoffs, man. What more could I ever ask for?
Dude, we gotta get together for a round of golf next time we're all together, because I had an Amazon seller who's a PGA Tour player come and play with me and give me some tips. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool. Okay. Was it a podcast guest?
He has not been on the podcast. Okay. No, he likes to keep a low profile, but he flew out here from Texas and was like, "Let's go golfing. Let's talk for a couple hours." And I was like, "All right, let's do it."
Very fun. Absolutely. What's up, Lucy? What's up, other Chris? Chris, you've been in the stream a bunch lately, man. How's everything going? I know you've been.
He's a tax-free king. The world's his.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching the replay, we're live this time every Monday. All of us have sold multiple millions on Amazon. Happy to answer any questions you guys got about selling on Amazon. What's up, Sebastian? Fortune favors. What's up?
I like that. Fortune favors the brave. That's great.
Yep, that is
a phrase that was temporarily co-opted by crypto until it quickly did not favor the brave.
What up, Sebastian here? Hello, do you speak French? So we don't. I know there are some Amazon influencers that speak French. If you same thing goes with Spanish. I don't know like literally anything in French. But if you search Como Usar Seller Amp, you'll see some folks that are pumping out Spanish Amazon content. You'll see some good stuff in there. Our friend Juan too.
Yeah. Super Sellers Juan, Pro if you're Spanish.
Yeah, Mundo Amazon. Let's see, Santiago. El Chente, LOL. Hello, what's up, Ashley? Ashley says she's new here. All right, well, you're in the right place. We come to you live every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, to answer any questions you got about starting and growing the Amazon business here.
For sure. What up, VOCG said, is it cheaper to rent a warehouse or hire in-house prep? So yeah, it is a little bit, but like, everyone that I've talked to that went like the Omega scale route and got a warehouse either regrets getting a warehouse and just deals with it, or got rid of the warehouse to go switch to the prep center model.
Yep, yeah. The vast majority of people, yeah.
It's cheaper in a dollar sense, but if you think about it from a headspace, managing people, especially people who are going to work at a warehouse, is not the most fun. I've got some buddies who have to let go of guys because they find them, passed out in the bathroom.
Right.
So
yeah, it's like a whole different world for sure. I do see it make way more sense for warehouses to make sense if you're the type of seller that has like a business partner or something. That's where I see it be a lot more successful, when you've got one person that's like doing the Amazon side and the other person, taking care of employees and making the warehouse layout optimal and all that kind of stuff. Just like different skill sets.
Yeah, the warehouse layout stuff. One, low-key interior design, two, around the crib. My girl was using it hella around the crib for interior design ideas, but you can use AI like crazy. And one of my other buddies is opening a warehouse, and he was like designing all the square footage and shelves and stuff for efficiency with that. It's like a really sick use case for Claude, which I thought was like, all right, that's pretty dope for sure.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about it. Yeah, a lot of the consultants are probably terrified right now.
Well, ironically, though, yeah, if you're, long term, but if you're, using it the right way, you're getting more work done than ever. It's it's actually very similar to the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I do think it's a different context, but like the best. The best plumbers are the ones that use the internet the most, you know what I mean? That have the $1 billion plumbing companies, you know what I mean? Like do you guys know who John Morgan is? I know, Chris, you definitely do, from Florida. Oh, yeah. For example, like you can't go a billboard in Florida without seeing him on it. Lawyering is a very traditional industry, but he's, one of the loudest on the internet, and that's why he's a billionaire.
Interesting.
That guy's an interesting guy.
Yeah, I'm not making any opinions on anything. I've listened to one podcast, but yeah.
I feel like that's just a common theme of anyone who's at the top of their game. It takes obsession to be at the top of your game, and you typically sacrifice at least one other thing in your life.
One turnaround time be faster. Now, see, that's a very good point from VSCG. Absolutely.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in most cases, but you're gonna, put in more time to get that and everything, and that might be valuable enough for you. Like our friends that really Chad scale FBM the most during Q4, it's almost always folks that are doing the work themselves or doing the work with their own team rather than prep centers.
And the other thing to think about prep centers, if you want speed, is what kind of volume are you pushing out? My prep center will ship every time I hit X number of units. So if it takes me 3 days or 3 weeks, it's really on me. And there are prep centers that will work with you on that kind of basis, especially like you get more leverage the bigger you are in terms of volume. Because you're going to become a larger portion of their overall revenue.
Yeah. So then you can negotiate pricing down and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, like it's just up to the type of business you want to run. Like as with all things, like should you do a warehouse or a prep center? Should you hire a bunch of virtual assistants or should you put in a bunch of hours yourself? Right. It's like, do I want to run an extremely high margin business where I'm constantly grinding? Or do I want to sacrifice some of that margin to get some of my time back? Right. Like,
yeah,
there's no correct answer. Like it's whatever makes sense for you in your life.
Yep. The SAT claim. That's facts right there. See, you're the best way to record. Ooh, okay. Oh, DH in the cup. I actually have never talked to someone that pushes a lot of serial number type of products, like one of those vacuum Chad scalers or anything. I actually never talked. I don't know what the best method for that would be.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I would probably just open up a Google spreadsheet, copy the title of the item from Amazon, throw in the serial number written out, and then take a picture of it from the box and throw that in as an image file. And then you've got it. I mean, that's all you need. You're going to maybe throw in the ASIN so it's easy to search. But other than that, there's not a whole lot you can do. And honestly, those people who record the serial numbers, I always laugh at them. It's not really going to help you a ton, maybe a little bit, but yeah.
Chris says, Warner, thanks for fixing the box and glitch.
I would love to take credit for
go team members. Yeah,
that was our
very helpful team members.
One of our awesome engineers there on basically everyone's been loving it too much, and we just had to grow some infrastructure a little bit. And it was all good.
Yeah. So like literally, like if you want to see the best kind of beginner use case for the bulk ungate checker, check the video I posted today on auto ungate sourcing, and you'll see like, one, as a beginner, a lot of stuff is going to auto ungate. Obviously, I'm doing it on a seasoned account, so not everything that auto ungates for me is going to for you, but over time you're going to get that, and more things are going to open the more you sell. So that's the video I posted today, a very good walkthrough on the best way to navigate that kind of stuff.
Also, on the serial number recording, this also would apply for any of you guys who do retail arbitrage. Surely you could, at this point, you could take a picture, set up a Zap, where if you add something to a Google Photos drive, it scans that image with like Gemini and spits the serial number back into like your Google Sheet. I bet that would be pretty simple. If that's something you're doing a lot of. Like you could just set it up where, hey, if I add this photo to a Google Sheet, scrape it for me and put it on a Google Sheet. So it shouldn't be that complicated.
Thanks. Yeah, of course, DH here. So last week or so is really the first time this year that good online arbitrage sales have been on, because there wasn't really a big holiday until Valentine's Day. And now really the last week and kind of the next week, we're doing a lot of Valentine's Day, eventually turned President's Day sales. So there's a lot of good deals going on for OA. So get out there and storefront stock if you're a beginner. And then if you're an experienced seller and you have some suppliers you've consistently bought from, check if they have a sale going on their retailer so you can clean up on those guys.
It's always the like sort of holidays that have the best the best sourcing and stuff. Like
Memorial Day,
President's Day,
Labor
stuff
Day.
Like that. Yeah, Labor Day. Obviously, real holidays, but it's like the not the big famous ones.
I've got a really dumb way to think about it. If my kids got the day off school, it's probably going to be a good holiday source.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. Okay.
There's probably a lot of people watching that that's applicable for.
Boxum, bulk cut. Yeah, y'all check that out. Like you can try it completely free for 2 weeks. See what you think. Right, it's done over 1 million auto engates for predominantly new sellers the past 3 weeks. Since it went live, and
we should check and see what.
Check. It's probably might be over 2 million now. Yeah,
2 million at least. Yeah,
because the more you use it, the more you use it, the more results you get, and then the more you use it, it's a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
See, what up, Dennis? Said, do you guys order from Dick's Sporting Goods with the email sign up? Made an order with the coupon. It worked every other. The new code gets canceled. Interesting. I might like chill on buying from there for a second. Sounds like you've been doing the Lord's work properly, taking advantage of that coupon there. But like a lot of times, like it sounds dumb, but like you come back a week later and for some reason like they just let you keep buying stuff. We have like a list of websites. So like for my team, we have a list of websites where no one's allowed to source from, but it's going to automatically drop off after usually like a month. We'll test another lead. We'll let it drop off the list and test it. And then if it cancels, we'll put it back on the ban list. But a lot of times you can go back and spend another 5 or 10 grand before they start canceling orders again. Let's see. Just started 2 weeks ago. You haven't found a product yet. You're getting discouraged. Yeah, I think I remember it taking like 2 or 3 weeks to find my first product too. One that like really made sense. So you're good. You're learning a new skill. By far the easiest way that it has ever been for new sellers to source. Go to the Boxum channel. We posted like an auto engate workshop. Just watch that, or just watch any videos Chris has been posting recently. That kind of stuff. Just kind of dive in on that.
Yep. Yeah, and the big thing too. Oh yeah, Chris, you go, and then I'll go right after. Yeah.
So if you're using SellerAmp, like I would look at how many products you've actually looked at, and if it's under 1,000, then reframe it as I'm just getting started. Like I'm just starting to pay my dues. I would imagine a hit rate is probably going to be 2 to 3% as a newer seller. Maybe you get that. I actually did my hit rate the other week doing some retail arbitrage. And it was something like 12% or 9% or something like that.
And like, RA is going to be a lot higher than OA too.
Yeah. Like the numbers are going to be low anyway. And as a newer seller, they're going to be a little bit lower. That's just the way it is.
Indeed. Yeah. Clear the shelf. Yeah. Y'all check out Chris, Clear the Shelf. Yeah, that'll be good. The big thing is really, Naughty, what to understand is that when you're a beginner, you don't really find items good. You make items good. You find stuff that sells quick, but then most of the time, the profit is hidden behind a certain coupon code or a discounting gift card or using your tax exempt certificate on a website. Or it's a website that has a wholesale program, right? Where you can bulk buy from them, right? There's all these little intricacies that if you watch enough product research content and kind of go through the checklist with each side of like, do they have an email sign-up coupon? Do they take tax exempt? Do they have gift cards? Is there a coupon code on the extensions like Capital One Shopping and Coupon Birds, right? All those kinds of things. You start to find like, okay, if I'm breaking even at the price on the retailer, there's a very, very good chance you're going to be able to make money on that. I don't know why Keepa was down. Does anyone have any word on that?
AWS.
Yeah, Amazon was messed up too.
No. Yeah. So everyone was screwed last night.
Yeah. Like literally anything that had anything to do with Amazon was not doing good last night.
My team found a little workaround around 2:30 a.m. I wasn't awake to tell them good job or anything, but I don't know. Most stuff wasn't working, but if you opened up the variations, you could see some information in there.
I think it started coming back up around then too. Like, right.
Probably.
Just based on like messages and stuff that I saw. Maybe it was like they just caught it like trickling back into service. Or you got some geniuses. We can roll with geniuses. That's more
I'll let them I'll tell them that. I'll make them feel good.
Speaking of tax exempt, how does one get that? Thank you for answering the question. Of course. Yeah. So for example, Naughty, like thus far on Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, right? You've been overpaying essentially, or at least overpaying on paper, right? Just go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how to get it for your specific state. And then forever, you will be able to avoid paying sales tax.
Your mic's a little too good for that, Miles.
oh, is way too good or not good?
It's meant to talk right into it. It came across. It's just funny.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was plugging in the battery's getting a little low. Yeah, so you plug in that resource certificate. You just ask ChatGPT how to get it for your state. Every state's a little different, right? Just a form or two you have to fill out. Then you can use it online at sites that take it, Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, and then in-store most places for retail arbitrage too.
Yep. It's not quite as important for OA.
Yeah, it is helpful. It's not needed.
Yeah. RA, like everyone takes it in person, which is interesting. Like the difference. Let's see. Do you guys suggest to refund the buyer without asking for a return on products under 15? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will set up like an automation like that. You can do it in your return settings. You can set up like very specific conditions where if it's under this value or lots of other conditions where it like auto refunds or treats refunds differently.
I sell a few items under like at like $9.99, and I really don't want those back after the return administration fee and all that stuff. It doesn't make sense, especially if I'm sourcing it for $250.
Okay, this is a good question here from Mr. Luke. Says, how do we scale the business? Do we go wider or deep on a particular ASIN? I mean, typically the answer is yes to that, right? There's really only two ways, which is buy more products or buy more of what you're already selling. And most of the time, the answer is a combination of both. Yeah, most of the time, the answer is a combination of both on those guys. But, you really only want to go deep on something when the market tells you very clearly that you should go deep, right? Which is typically, holy crap, that test order of 10 units sold substantially quicker than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, Miles is spot on. One of the ways I like to think about it is the way to scale the business is how can I just spend more money next month than I did last month? Because I mean, that's the lead indicator is how much money you spend on inventory is what you are going to reflect in your sales 45 days later. So rather than being overwhelmed by, man, do I buy 30 of this one and 30 of the next one? It's how can I just spend more money than I did before?
Yep. Yeah, it's all just about stacking that last win on the next one. You found 5 things on a website sale. A month later, the sale rolls back around. 2 of them are still good, and you find 5 new ones, right? So now you have 7, and like the snowball just keeps going, basically.
Yep. And you compound that for years, and that's how you get super, super good. Angel Pina says, should I sell a product that has that doesn't have an ASIN but has a sales rank? Okay. Okay. So if it has a sales rank, it has to have an ASIN. You might mean like maybe like it's a variation, a different size, a different color of a listing that does have an ASIN or does have a good sales rank. But I'm not sure specifically what you mean, Angel, because for it to have a sales rank, it has to have a corresponding ASIN to it.
Yeah.
First products order for your first purchase, whatever you're finding profitably, right? The magic of this business is that we don't just sell one thing. We sell lots of things at the same time. But that means you have to be able to go out and find and everything. So the best way is to just watch some sourcing content on Chris's channel, watch some sourcing content on Warner's channel, watch some sourcing content on mine, right? And you'll be good to go. I'm trying to ungate the Pipette brand. Naughty, I thought you said you haven't found a product there. But yeah, it keeps getting rejected. That's completely normal. I know it doesn't, and it's not great to hear. You'll typically get denied 10 to 20 times per brand. Keep submitting, and it'll go through.
Yeah. Walmart is on the scale of retailers that don't work quite as well either, just because the way they format the invoice.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always like
ugly.
Yeah, they like don't put your address on it, or they put it at the very bottom sometimes. So like, yeah, it just confuses Amazon a little bit. You could just source the same profitable product from another website and then sell both of them. Can you buy 5 unit products on Amazon? Asks for 400. I've done 10 and found success with that. I've never tried less than that, just because the old rule used to be 10. But I mean, I assume at some point it could go through. Considering you can buy directly from the brand and they will decline it sometimes, or you can submit a blank piece of paper and they will accept it sometimes. It unfortunately seems somewhat random at the moment.
Do you guys have any advice for when a product is profitable but not after shipping costs? So Luca, are we talking shipping to Amazon or shipping from the retailer to you is making it not profitable? Do you suggest selling gated products for your first purchase order? I love doing autos. I think you get a lot of experience in finding good autos too. But for example, my first OA items were gated stuff I did have to get approved on. I think the best way is primarily auto ungates when you're a beginner, plus primarily auto and gates when you're a beginner, plus knocking out 1 or 2 big gated brands. Ooh, okay, shipping to you. See if that retailer has a free shipping threshold. See if that retailer has a free shipping threshold.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to have to pay for shipping to you.
Yeah, every now and again, but very rarely.
And I'm wondering, like, are you ordering from somewhere like overseas, where you've got to pay some duties and tariffs and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about? Because in that case, you got to be really careful.
Yes, I learned that one the hard way. I've been trying to share the PSA. Yeah, is it smart to compete with the big name sellers in a listing? For example, if sellers 5,000 reviews, will you get any sales? Yeah, so the nice part is pretty much all listings. Like you can compete with, like, for example, you can compete with Zappos directly and get equal share of the buy box, even though it's technically competing with Amazon, basically. As long as your shipping speed and price matches whatever's currently making the sales, that'll be by far the most important thing.
Yeah. There's like 2 or 3 sellers out there that I typically stay away from, like Pattern.
Yeah.
I always forget the name of the other one, but there's some that are just kind of jerks. And so you'll learn that as you go along, but everyone else is fine.
Yeah. And that's more of like a account health perspective too. Like, dealing with those guys I haven't seen Recommerce in a long time. I haven't seen them on listings.
I think they changed their name.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they changed their name.
That makes sense, because I was trying to think of other ones that I see all the time. I was like, wait, I haven't seen that one in a while.
Tesla Model 3 yards. See if you can pick them up in store or see if there's a free shipping threshold. Yeah, and also too, see if there's buy box share going at higher prices. There's honestly, I really have been showing that well in the video I'm gonna post in a couple of days. You new sellers miss profit all the time by only plugging into SellerAmp the current price, not the historical price, especially if it's an FBM buy box. You can get buy box on that as an FBA seller, typically 10% higher, but folks forget to plug that in on SellerAmp, so they miss what actually is a profitable SKU.
Yeah, I've been showing this here recently myself. I've got a product that we sell anywhere between $32 and about $48.
Holy crap. Yeah, that's a massive variance. Yeah.
Massive variance. And I can't tell you, like, I haven't paid attention to, is it because one's in California and another one's in Ohio? I don't know. But the buy box is a whole lot more flexible than you think, especially as a newer seller.
For sure. VSCG, for sure. That's another good one. Yeah. VSCG, been seeing that one. So you said, can you make 3K starting with 10K in about a month? I mean, being able to spend 10K in your first month is ambitious. I've definitely seen people do it. You'd have to be a pretty quick learner to do that, but that is like a realistic earnings expectation. Is every 10K you spend, you're going to make between 3 to 4 in profit, pretty conservatively. It could be more than that if you're like really good at sourcing.
Yeah, go run a little financial model in like Grok or ChatGPT or something. Be like, hey, if I've got X amount of money to spend and I do a 15 or 20% margin, how long is it going to take me to get to this amount of profit I can pull out? And it'll give you a good direction. The math is not always superb, but it'll give you direction.
Yeah. And I also, for any of you guys, be careful. You don't want to spend like every dollar you have right away. I mean, unless you're just throwing $1,000 at it, you got to spend as you can. But like if you have 10,000, 20,000, like some of you guys are saying, like start with the test buys. Like it's okay to grow a little bit slower month 1, so you don't. Yeah, it's natural. Some of those test buys, you're going to buy something, and then month 2, you're like, what the heck was I buying? And then month 3, the things in month 2 you bought, you're like, what am I buying? Okay, I was getting a little bit better, but still, what am I buying? And then it just starts to make sense over time. So don't like throw away your entire starting budget on beginner mistakes, basically.
Yeah, definitely not the historical high past 3 months, but the recent realistic price that makes sense. Like if it's all FBM buy box at 30, FBA at 34. If it's all FBA and FBM, if there's a mix of the buy box between 34 and 36 and you're FBMing it, probably 34, 35 FBM. If you're FBAing it, probably 36, 37 a test, right? One really good way to see that is go to a hyper competitive listing and log out of your Amazon account and refresh it, and then log back in to your Amazon Prime account, and the buy box will skyrocket. Do you guys have dream cars? No Lamborghini, no Lamborghinis.
I got a paid off pickup truck. That's my dream car.
Well, yeah, that's not bad there. By entering the item before mine checks in, that could prevent FBA. It's all going to be how hard the item is to find. It's all going to be how hard the item is to find. So how many discounts are it hidden behind? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They were telling Warner and I this back in 2019 when we were getting started.
Chris,
so,
you were a few years ahead of us, and they were saying the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. It's always been dead. Every job, like you go in any industry and you can find endless bad things about it.
Well, what you'll also realize, Nati, and like anyone else who's doing research, is the majority of the people saying X business model is dead is people trying to sell you an alternative, a similar alternative.
Or they're just so down on it because, listen, this is the hard facts, is that a lot of people are going to wash out because they don't want to put in, they're not willing to.
It's real work.
Thank God for that. Yeah.
You got to chew glass for a while, as our podcast guest said today.
It's a good way to put
and
it,
a lot of people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, those first couple months, like, I like the chewing glass analogy. You got to be willing to. The way I like to put it is like you got to be willing to make $3 an hour before you can make 300 at the after the end of the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Bang bang. Really, the best way to no, there's many ways beyond that, but as a beginner, 100% because it's all proven listings for the most part. If you just go on Target, it's not going to be proven listings. If you go on Keepa Proc Finder, it's not going to be proven OA listings. Right. Storefront stalking is by far the best video. Like, for example, this was a good case study. So I posted an auto ungate sourcing video today using the bulk ungate checker. And this guy emails me. He says, okay, great. You're getting auto ungating these, but I'm new. And I said, hey, my man, trust me, just plug it in. And he hits me back like a G and says, hey, he said, hey, 7 out of the 8 that you got, I got 2. And I was like, bro, that's beautiful. That's kind of better than I would expect. Right there. And then 3 months from now, he might be getting more auto ungates than most new sellers and everything too. So that's a beautiful thing. Start staring into the biz. Where can I find the very first a profitable item that you see? I know Chris posted a sourcing video last week. I'm sure Warner did. I posted one today. Get going with that stuff, y'all. All right, so I'm about to go absolutely obliterate these dudes that pick up basketball, some accountants at pick up basketball and everything. So they're cool as fuck, man. But they gotta be on the island today, unfortunately. It's the island guarding me. Now I realize there could be some interesting connotations to that based off recent political events. So you can look that up. It's a basketball term. It's been a basketball term for a while. Y'all have a great one. Thanks a lot. That hit a lot.